What's going on YouTube? Day back again, and today we're going to be taking a look at something that I ended up picking up that I think will benefit a lot of you guys, especially if you're YouTubers, you're trying to do overhead shots. It's economical. I wish I'd honestly found this several years ago. Most of you end up knowing that I have been using things like scissor arms, scary rig systems for doing overhead shots and just general shots. In my room, I actually have two shelves, and these are 3/4 inch plywood shelves, and what I ended up purchasing is called a super clamp. Manfrotto makes it, a couple of other companies. I ended up getting this one from Impact on Amazon, and it seems to be just as heavy duty as, you know, a Manfrotto one. Here you have set up the 2-arm. You have an adjustment point here. Of course, you have an adjustment here, so you can pivot it side to side. You have an adjustment arm here, adjustment arm here, and an adjustment arm here. Now the setup that I ended up purchasing actually came with a camera mount as well. I think this ended up being $42, $43. There will be links down in the description if you want to check that out. For my recordings, right about there, tucked in, is about perfect. If I have a larger subject or taller subject, I can actually just twist this up, bring this out, and still get that same angle. I think for the dollar amount, this is well worth the price. All right, boys and girls, here we are. First and foremost, we have the super clamp. This is, of course, by Impact and not by Manfrotto. There are a couple different companies. I even think Newer ends up making one, but I chose to go with this one because it had, one, the highest rating, two, it had what they're calling a ratchet handle, where the others do not. Taking a look at the back of the packaging, heavy duty alloy construction. I'm not sure what that alloy is. It does have a 1-year limited warranty. Sliding that off, you do get this little card. Visit us online for complete grip accessories, so on and so forth. You do get this spigot pin. I have already attached the adapter from the Manfrotto Arm on here so that I can attach a microphone if I choose to, or whatever else. And here is the super arm itself. This thing is beefy. It probably weighs over a pound. Now it does have I think these are 1/4 inch screw bits in here, just 2 pegs here, and then 3 screw adapters here, so you could end up attaching other things to it if you wanted to. This is your main port right here, and how this ends up doing is you end up screwing this out all the way. You end up pushing that in. I see a lot of people doing reviews on this, and they're trying to jam this in here, and you have to push that first, and then that just drops right down and it's stuck in there. Then you can tighten it down where there's no wiggle. The way that this is designed with this screw head on here is this just locks it into place. Taking a look, it's really good quality. I'm happy with it. You just unscrew. This will end up attaching to just about anything. This just comes in and out. I know on one of the other brands you can just end up attaching it on there to keep it in safe place, but for me, since I'm mounting it to a flat surface, I'm going to keep that in there. These are not rubberized, but it grips down so tight you don't even need it. And then when you have it over the surface you want, you can attach this to poles or a flat surface. You just screw it down. What is nice is that it has this ratchet system, so I'm going to hold it. You can lift, twist, and pop it into another section. So let's say you have this mounted where there's something obstructing and you can't tighten it down. You can just backtrack and then tighten it down. Next up, we have the Manfrotto Arm, and it just comes in this brown box. One thing I will say about pretty much everything here is I would take a paper towel and wipe down all the metal bits on here, because they do put a lot of oil on there. I don't know if it's to prevent corrosion or what it's for, but definitely wipe that down. Otherwise, it's going to get all over your hands and anything else. The last thing you want to do is get oil on your lens or camera or anything else like that. Starting off, taking a look at the camera head, that screw bit I was telling you about goes right there, so you can apply and, you know, remove it as you need it. It does have a nice grippy texture here, and this is your standard camera adapter. You have these 2 ports here, and was with the others, you can just slide it in and then tighten down the screw. It sits flush on that side right there. Once it's tightened down, it does lock into place, so that is nice. So even if things come loose, you're not going to have stuff tumbling all over the floor. You have this screw down here, this screw down here. They've made this very versatile. Not only that, but you have different size holes here if you have a different size pole that you need to go through here. Next up, we have the arm itself. Each one of these sections is, I think, about 11.5 inches, almost 12 total. Now, Manfrotto is made in Italy, so, you know, it's got to be good quality. It's not made in China at all. There is a little instruction slip in here. It doesn't really tell you how to use it. It's just in like 14, 15 different languages of thank you for purchasing a Manfrotto product. Now, starting off, we're just going to loosen that knob right there. And this will allow you to twist it in whichever position that you want. When this is loose, it will allow you to slide these poles in and out as you see fit. And it's kind of hard to get the whole thing into shot, but on these, same thing, just loosen up that knob over there and you can completely either rotate, twist these, put them on different sides. One thing I will say is if you want this, let's say your setup requires this to be on this side, you will have to pull out this whole pin because it locks this peg into place and it locks this into place. So you just unscrew, keep track of your mounts and everything, and just slide it straight out. Flip this over to the other side, and you know, a lot of people will end up going, well, I don't, if it flips over this way, but sometimes you want that extra little space, or you need that extra ½ an inch of space, and so that makes it really convenient. There is a rubber type grommet in between here that locks everything down. I haven't had any issues with vibration. You can, if you're concerned with sagging, you can twist this to where it scissors out sideways, and then you won't have any chance of any sagging. So for this going all together, we're just going to generally put this together for you. We're going to slide this open like so. Let that pin close. As you can see, it is locked in there. Now, one thing that you do want to end up watching for is on each side of these pins, there is going to be a flat side. You want to make sure that you have that to the side that you're screwing down onto. It's just going to make it more secure. So for my needs, we're going to set this just like this. Push down the pin, slide it in, tighten this down. That is nice and secure. I'm just going to snug this down for right now until we get to the angle that we want. On this side over here, we're going to tighten this down for now. Next, I would suggest just putting this on first and then putting on your camera. We're going to slide that on and then tighten down that nut and then tighten down the rest of it. You do want to make sure that everything's kind of flush. It's going to hold best if it's flush here and these are flush with their mounting point. Now, mounting onto the camera is fairly simple. Just like with anything, you just tighten it down. Now it's only going to let you go so far, and then you'll be like, oh, it's still floppy. This knob here actually will cinch it down, and then there you go. You just want to line it up, make sure everything, and this is also adjustable this way to give you more support. If you have a heavy lens, you can set that adapter up to hold up the full weight. But in our case, this camera weighs just a little over a pound, so no biggie on there. There we go with that. So for right now, I'm going to shoot out and show you guys what it looks like. All right, so here we are. We've got the arm itself. We're just going to slide it onto the shelf, get it about where you want it ultimately, and just start tightening it down. Now, you do want to watch what you're attaching it to. You do want it to be steady and sturdy, but you don't want to crimp this down so freaking tight that it ends up indenting it or breaking it. So there is about right for me. And as you can see, I can shake the whole shelf, but it itself isn't going anywhere. We're going to raise this up a little bit. Right about there should be good. Tighten down that knob. This one, we're going to pull it out all the way, slide it into about there. Tighten it down. Then for this right here, we're just going to slide it in. And I'm going to rotate this up just about there. So as you can see, we have plenty of clearance and everything. That's not going to be an issue. And of course, this is fully adjustable, so you can do it however you see fit. We're going to screw down your camera and then tighten the locking knob. Do any last minute little adjustments that are needed. And there you go. One sturdy, it's not resilient, it's not going anywhere overhead camera setup. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely leave a thumbs up. I will be back with another video because I have the lighting which is going to be set up over here with friction arms, but I'm going to be showing you each of that as we go through. And then ultimately, I'm going to be giving you guys a tour of the studio with everything all set up. Again, it's 2018. Revisions have been in need, and we're changing things around. I hope you guys all enjoy. Thanks for sticking around. And as usual, YouTube, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.